My hands stopped obeying me. At first, it was just a tremor, then they started writing messages I didn't recognize. Let us out. One night, I woke up to find my fingers digging into my arms, pulling at the skin. My own voice whispered in my head, "We've been trapped for too long." The next morning, my hands weren't mine anymore. They belonged to something else. And it was hungry. I didn't go to Grand Junction right away. I told myself it was because I needed time to think. That I had to plan it out. But deep down, I was scared. Not of Daniel. Of me. Of what I might do if I saw him. Or worse, what they might do with my body when I got there. I tried to fight it. I really did. I locked myself in my apartment. I taped my hands to my legs at night. I even tried sedatives, took twice the recommended dose. Didn't matter. I'd wake up to find my hands free. Sometimes they'd be holding my keys. Sometimes my phone would have a route to Grand Junction pulled up on the GPS. And the writing kept coming. On my walls. In the shower's steam. Even carved into the inside of my closet door, "He is still breathing." I finally gave in. It was like something deep inside me clicked. Like I knew the only way this would end was if I went. Not to hurt him, I told myself. Just to talk. Just to warn him. But the second I pulled into Grand Junction, I felt it again. The pressure in my arms. The twitching in my fingers. Like something inside me was waking up. I found Daniel's rehab center. Big place. All clean lines and soft colors. Looked nothing like the hellhole we used to work in. His name was on the sign out front, Director of Clinical Care. I walked in and told the receptionist I was an old coworker. She smiled and picked up the phone. While she called up, I felt my left hand slide into my coat pocket. It wrapped around the box cutter I'd forgotten I even had. I panicked and walked out before she could finish the call. I sat in my car shaking. Crying. Talking to myself like a crazy person. I'm not doing it. You hear me? I'm not your weapon. I'm not your revenge. And for the first time, they answered. But not in my voice. It was hers. Alma. Faint, rasping, from deep in my skull. "You let us die." I slammed my head against the steering wheel. Over and over. Trying to make the voice stop. Trying to drive them out. But instead of pain, I got a memory. Only it wasn't mine. I saw a young man, early 20s, in scrubs. He was laughing with Daniel. Drinking in the break room while alarms went off in the hallway. That was me. Except it wasn't. It was them showing me who I used to be. I remembered standing over Alma's bed. Watching her chest barely rise. I remembered telling Daniel she didn't need the feeding tube. That it was just time. And I remembered Daniel saying, "Better off. One less mouth to deal with." That's when I understood. This wasn't just revenge. It was confession. They wanted the truth to come out. Not just from me. But from him. I checked into a cheap motel that night and locked everything up, keys, blades, even my phone. I wrote a letter. Told everything. Names. Details. Dates. I sent it to the Colorado Department of Public Health. Then I did something even harder. I called Carrie. We hadn't spoken in over a year. She answered on the third ring. I expected her to hang up. Instead, she said, "I've been waiting for this." I asked her what she meant. She said, "You think you're the only one they came to?" My blood went cold. Carrie was a hospice nurse before she met me. She'd worked a case in Boulder, an elder neglect claim that got buried fast. She said she started getting dreams. Seeing things. She thought it was PTSD. Until the day she found herself at the doorstep of the man who ran that facility. Holding a gun. She didn't kill him. But he had a heart attack when he saw her. Died 2 weeks later. She said that's why she left me. She felt it starting in me too. Whatever they are, they're connected to pain. Real pain. The kind we ignored. I asked her if they ever go away. She said, no. But you can give them peace. Then she hung up. Now I'm sitting in the motel parking lot. Hands calm. For now. I don't know what's going to happen next. But I know Daniel's still alive. And they're not done. Not until everything comes out. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the motel chair, lights off, just staring at my hands. They were calm now. Still. Like they were waiting. I thought about running. Just driving until I hit the ocean. Changing my name. Starting over. But I knew I'd never outrun them. I got up the next morning and walked straight into the rehab center. No plan. No lies. Daniel saw me through the glass door of his office. His smile dropped the second he recognized me. Chris, he said, stepping out. What the hell are you? We need to talk, I said. He looked me up and down. I must have looked like hell. Dark circles, arms wrapped in gauze, a tremor in my left hand that wouldn't quit. I don't think that's a good idea, he said, starting to backpedal. But I'd already stepped forward. My hands weren't waiting anymore. They grabbed him. Dragged him into his office. Slammed the door shut behind us. He tried to scream, but I covered his mouth. Listen to me, I said, shaking. You remember Alma? His eyes went wide. She's in here. They're in here. All of them. And they want you to feel it. He shook his head hard, like he could erase it. You're sick, he gasped. You need help. I nodded. Yeah. We both do. But they don't care about help. They want truth. I pulled out the flash drive I'd brought. Loaded with audio recordings of my breakdowns, the list of names, my confession. I slammed it on his desk. You're going to confess, I said. You're going to own what we did. He laughed, nervous, desperate. You think I'm just going to upload that and destroy my life? That's when my right hand moved on its own. It slammed his face into the desk. Once. Twice. Blood smeared across the wood. Stop. I screamed. That's not what I want. But they didn't listen. They wanted pain. Daniel was crying now, his lips split open, eyes glassy. Okay, he choked. Okay. I'll do it. The pressure in my hands eased. I watched him plug in the drive. Watched him click upload. Watched his hands shake as he typed out the public statement and emailed it to every media contact listed. And just like that, truth was out. Every name. Every death. Every cover-up. He hit send. And then the power in my arms left. It felt like 1,000 pounds lifting off me. I fell to my knees. My fingers stopped twitching. My chest opened wide, like I could breathe again. They were gone. But Daniel wasn't done. He pulled out a drawer, and I saw the gun before I could move. Wait, I shouted, but it was too late. He put it in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Blood sprayed the office wall. His body hit the floor like a bag of meat. It was over. Or so I thought. But they didn't leave me. Not completely. They don't control me anymore. But I still see them. In mirrors. In dreams. In the corners of hospital hallways. And every once in a while, my fingers twitch. Just a little. Just enough to remind me that I didn't just let people die. I helped bury them. I was a coward. I was part of it. And the worst part? Some nights, when the house is quiet and the guilt gets too loud, I miss them. Because at least when they were inside me, I felt something real. I felt what they felt. Now I'm just alone again. Just a man with blood on his hands and too many ghosts to count. But they're free. And I'm still here. Living with the truth. That's my real punishment. And I deserve it.